When I was teaching school in the summertime, you always had a little time, something to do, and I'd run some yearlings, and train some horses. Well, then I got the idea that maybe I'd go around the country and brand calves. And so I put an ad in the livestock papers, and I'd get a few jobs, brand a couple hundred calves, and I'd hire crew guys, and we'd go out and brand calves. Well, this one time I get a phone call, and the guy is from Fraser, Montana, and he said, I see you brand calves, and what do you get for it? And I told him we got $1 a head, plus the expenses, mileage, and he had to feed us and all that. Well, then he starts chiseling a bit on the price. And so I asked him, I said, well, how many calves you got? 1,500. So I thought, boy, that's quite a deal. I had never branded 1,500 calves in my life at one time. So I said, yeah, I'll take the job. Well, he said, how do you guys do that? And I said, well, we rope them, drag them to the fire, and brand them. And, oh, he said, that gets pretty wild. And I said, well, if it's too wild, just fire us. So he made the deal, and I get a crew of, I think, 8 guys, and good hands, all of them are real good. And so we head up there. Well, then he sends us off to their ranch off about, almost to Glasgow, Montana. And we set up a camp, and we brand a bunch of calves at one place, and then he said we're done had about half of them branded. And so then she said we bought a ranch up by Opine, Montana, and so the rest of the cattle are up there, and she gave us directions to go there. And she said the man that we bought this from still lives on the ranch, and he's pretty bossy. She said he'll start giving you orders, but we own the ranch, and you don't have to worry about him. So we get to that ranch that night, and I asked him where I could camp, and he said, boy, you can't camp in this barn because you burn it down. And I said, no, we just want to camp outside. Okay, well, anywhere you want. And he said, when you get set up, come in, I want to talk to you. He didn't say, come in, have a cup of coffee, just come in, I want to talk to you. So I went in there, and he said, sit down. So I sat down. And he said, you brand a bunch of calves? And I said, yeah. And of course, we're from North Dakota. And of course, the Montana people are thinking, well, here's these farmers from North Dakota coming up to try to brand 1,500 calves. And it's going to be it's going to be a picnic. And so he said something about branding these calves, and I said, yeah, we branded about, I suppose, 700 to get yesterday. And well, how do you do that? Well, I said, we rope them and drag them off the fire and brand them. Oh, that's awful. He said, I've seen that done. That's wild. It's crazy. He said, just running calves all over. It's a mess. He said, we run them through a chute here, but he said, we just sold this ranch, and they don't know how we do it. I said, well, if I couldn't rope them, I wouldn't do it, because I said, we like to rope. Oh, yeah, but it's awful. So then he said, well, you're from North Dakota? And I said, yes, we're from North Dakota. Where in North Dakota? Well, I said, I'm from Dickinson, most of us from around there. Oh, I've been there. He said, that's all farmers in North. Yeah, I said, it's all farmland. Yeah, he said, I've been there. That's all farmers. So then he's thinking right away that really must be something. So then he said, well, you don't do this all the time, do you? And I said, no, I just do it in the summertime. What do you do in the winter? Well, I said, I teach school. Oh, my God, he said. He shook his head. Well, then the next day we're down at the pens branding calves, and we're just going, well, we averaged the whole time we're there, with 8 guys, we averaged 1 a minute from the time we'd start till we got done. Breaks and all. So we're roping, dragging calves out of there, and he just looks over the fence and looks around, leaves. And about, I suppose in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock, he comes back and is looking there, and I ride over to him, and I said, well, John, what do you think of this? My God, you guys can rope, he said. And he said, I've never seen anything like this. There is an outfit in Montana brands like this.